8 teams arrived at Paradise Island, and after a full Thanksgiving day of basketball, we're down to just 4. Jim Calhoun brings his defending national champion Huskies into round 2, led by Jeremy Lamb.
Running the other end, Lamb to put it through.
UConn fought through first-round foe UNC Asheville yesterday and are looking to ride their nation-leading 16-game win streak straight through this tournament. Facing them will be UCF. Marcus Jordan, son of basketball legend Michael Jordan, leads the Knights, who are trying to repeat last season's successful 21-win season. It's UCF versus UConn from beautiful Atlantis. Paradise Island next on Versus. Battle for Atlantis. 8 teams arrived here. 4 winners yesterday. You will see them all here on Versus today. And as we take a look at the brackets to see how we got here, the second game of our doubleheader at 4:30 will be Florida State and Harvard meeting for the first time ever. But we begin with UCF, who defeated the College of Charleston, taking on the national champion UConn Huskies, who defeated UNC Asheville in their first game. Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining us. Dave Strader along with Donnie Marshall. You take a look at this UConn lineup, Donnie. There is talent all over the place. But so far in the 5 wins for Jim Calhoun, it's been all about his backcourt.
It really has, and I think it really starts with Jeremy Lamb, a kid who's come such a long way in a short amount of time, much like the University of Connecticut Huskies basketball team. Jeremy Lamb last year came off the bench. He was highly touted, a guy who said, you know what, long arms can do a lot, but he really didn't get an opportunity. Well, this year, Dave, he is getting a chance to score. He's this team's leading scorer, plays 38 minutes a game, and causes a lot of matchups for 2 guards in the league.
When you're the son of NBA legend Michael Jordan, you know you're going to get a lot of attention. Marcus talked a lot about that coming into this tournament, but he was effective in a lot of different areas in their win yesterday.
Yeah, the thing I like most about Marcus Jordan is that, you know, he doesn't worry about who his dad is. He has his own identity, and I think we saw a little bit of that yesterday. He's a guy who can come off of screens. I love his touch, and I still believe he's the best shooter in that family. He knows how to finish in transition. Strong guy, not a tall kid, but a strong built guy, can get the body, finish, and what I like most about him is that he can pass the ball with both hands there, passing with the right hand, and today, like yesterday, he's going to have to be a facilitator as well as a scorer to beat the University of Connecticut.
As far as this matchup, I know that you feel that the UCF big man, Keith Clanton, who was terrific, 28 points, matched a career high yesterday, he could be a matchup problem for you guys.
I think he surprised a lot of people. The thing I like about Keith Clanton is if you go outside, he's going to go by your bigs. If you put him on the post, if you get a little guy on him, he's going to post them up. He is a tough matchup. He can stretch the defense and has terrific post moves. And not only that, at the defensive end, he will alter some shots as well.
Well, we saw one thing for sure in day 1 of the Battle for Atlantis, a lot of energy and enthusiasm. It's always a challenge to keep that going when you're playing 3 games in 3 days. We'll see if these 2 teams can keep it going. UCF against the defending national champion UConn Huskies coming up next.
Jeremy Lamb and a couple other guys here, but they're a young team still on the UConn side. You see him starting freshman DeAndre Daniels right there. They expect a lot out of, but this is really a veteran team against a younger team. It'll be interesting to see these matchups today.
Well, you mentioned DeAndre Daniels, a freshman. Andre Drummond, who got his first start yesterday afternoon in the starting lineup as a freshman, wearing the protective shield over his nose for a hit he took a couple of weeks ago in practice, and he'll jump it up here against Dwight McCombs. And we are underway as Shabazz Napier and Jeremy Lamb have been the story in the first 5 games, and that was no different yesterday, as there is a problem with the shot clock. You saw the officiating crew, Mike Stewart, Doug Sermons, Terry Davis.
It's interesting as you look out at UConn starting 2 freshmen. I think this is a message being sent not only one to Andre Drummond to say, hey, we need you. This is how important you are to us. We want you to start. You got to get his confidence up, because as good as he is, he still needs confidence. And then on the other hand, Alex Oriaki, who was a starter, who started last year for a national championship, UConn, he's on the bench. It's a message for both of these players.
And right now we have a problem with the shot clock again as the ball was inbounded. You see there it has only gone down a few seconds, 11 seconds in. Now the Huskies will go into their first offensive set of the afternoon. Daniels off a screen from Olander at the top of the key. Huskies will pull it back out. UConn got up to a great start against UNC Asheville. Nice look underneath. Olander, good catch, knocked away by Clanton. You talked about Clanton at the top of the show, that he will alter and block some shots.
He does such a good job on the offensive end that you forget defensively he's still long and can alter, if not block, shots.
Now Jordan, pull-up jumper is no good, and Napier saying that he took off inbounds and saved it, but the ball had hit the end line.
Yeah, take a look at this defense. This is a terrific job. Now Clanton doesn't wait. There's a mismatch. He comes down and helps. Terrific job. That's going to be a problem for UConn if they don't go strong inside today.
Clanton on the baseline was sealed off. Long shot on the way from Days is tipped up and in. Basket will count, and there's a foul as Dwight McComb's able to get to that offensive rebound.
And this is maybe why I'm sitting over here with you, Dave, because I would not have Rod Days shooting at 14% shooting three-pointers. You know, that was a good shot only because you got the putback, and terrific job, again, inside. We saw this yesterday from UCF. They pound the glass. But if I'm the coach of UCF, I'm telling Days, look, you shoot 14% from three. We can't afford you to be missing today against UConn.
Olander from UConn picked up the foul, and right now he's got to call the timeout because they couldn't get it in against the full court pressure of the Knights, who lead at 3-0.
And again, it's one of those things that you don't see a lot. We saw UMass do it to Florida State. That full court press, it's a different look. Most teams are used to getting the ball in bounds, you know, walking it up, throwing it up the sideline, but throw in something different, especially after free throws. And some teams will say, you know what, only after free throws will we put that full court pressure on. But you have to mix up the looks, whether it's in the half court or in the full court.
When you mentioned the free throws with McComb hitting the first one, I mean, this UCF team, that's where they really struggle. They shoot a ton more free throws than their opponents, but they are shooting under 58% on the season.
And just a trap, just a press to take off a little time off the clock.
Olander, Lamb, who doesn't need a lot of space, he can create his own shot. Being pressured out high by Sykes. Bounce pass underneath. That bounced off a UCF player and out of bounds. It'll be Husky basketball.
I'm going to harp on it. People watching are going to get tired of me saying it. Deflections, so important. There it is again. Really, you broke up an easy layup.
A couple of players jostling for position, and the officials want to settle things down.
So important to gain a half an inch.
Yeah,
especially on out-of-bound play. You just don't know.
Roman rolls to the basket. Napier, he's running out of time. Just did get it out to Olander. Down to 8 seconds on the shot clock. Napier knows, goes hard at Jordan and draws the contact. Knocked it down. It will not count. I think it would have counted in the league you played in last, called the NBA.
And this is going to be a great matchup. You know, Marcus Jordan can't stand straight up. Shabazz Napier kind of froze him standing up, and then he recognized it. And once you try to come back down, it's too late against a guy like Napier.
Here is Lamb working against Sykes. Step back, no good. Drummond with that long wingspan, able to keep that ball alive. Napier calls out the play. High screen from Drummond, who rolls. Off to Olander. Strong to the basket, lays it over the left hand.
One of my favorite players on UConn's team, Tyler Olander, keeps it simple. You know, he really does a terrific job of knowing who he is and playing his own game. Hard worker and knows the game. Good basketball IQ.
Nice up and under move by Jordan. He got by Daniels, but then Drummond was there to knock it away. Napier pulls up for the three, in and out. Here's Clanton doing what we saw him do yesterday. He'll bring the ball up the court. Backing down on Olander. Sykes, that was knocked away by Drummond. Huskies have numbers. Lamb to Daniels, and able to get it off the glass and in.
And that's exactly what UConn wants to see Daniels do. Yesterday played 34 minutes. He was 1 for 4. They want to see him getting more high-quality shots up, but they want to see him running the floor. He's just too talented to not do that.
Yeah, good point. He was 1 for 4, and I believe all of his shots were from three-point range. So there he goes, cutting to the basket on the break.
Here you see my guy, Tyler Olander, getting to the basket to put it on the floor once or twice. That's about it. And young fella, get out and run. This is exactly what you need to do. You can steal 2, 4, 6 points a game just outrunning your opponent.
Napier off an Olander screen. Underneath, nice look, and Drummond fouled hard by McCombs.
Terrific pass. Really just a great job of opening up. Be big and go strong. That's exactly what you teach young bigs. Terrific one-handed pass late there. You know, you got to get to a guy, especially like Drummond. He's just so long. But, you know, we talked about UCF and their free throw shooting. This is another player, young player in college that struggles trying to figure out not only how to make the shots, but really the form, where the ball comes off of his hand. I mean, so many things going through this young man's head. Just get up sometimes and just shoot the basketball like that. Got to make free throws. So important. It's so easy to do by yourself.
Well, he's hit 7 out of 21 so far in the season, so they'll look for that number to improve. Gaynor into the ball game. He replaced McCombs, who picked up his second foul. Criddle also into the ball game. Now Clanton backing down on Olander. Little jump fake. Boy, he drew some contact there, but this was letting him play. He's back the other way with a 5-3 lead. Daniels unable to hit that three-pointer. Rebound contested, out of bounds, last touch by Drummond.
And those are the catch and shoots I don't like. You know, unless you're a guy like Lamb, Napier, Marcus Jordan on the other side, catch that ball if you're Daniels. 1 or 2 dribbles, nice glass shot. You know, three-pointers, it's... You know, that's what the young kids are caught up in today, dunking and shooting three-pointers. That, I call it the lost art, that mid-range jumper. So important to work on that.
Marcus Jordan being watched by Napier. Now Jordan off the screen. Clanton will try the long-range shot, knocks it down. The three-pointer, and Clanton immediately goes to spearhead the full-court pressure.
Tough matchup for Oriaki, not used to playing that far away from the basket.
Oriaki checking in for Coach Calhoun. Underneath the Drummond, and that's the way you're supposed to finish, isn't it?
It's such an easy game, Dave. It really is. Instead of pulling up for 3, take one dribble, draw the defense. Great pass to Drummond.
UConn back out on top 7-6 as Marcus Jordan working against Napier. Accelerates into the lane, hands it off now for Gaynor. That's knocked away. Drummond again. UCF still has it. Now Clanton with a ball fake. Bounce pass underneath, laid up around and in. Just beat the shot clock. That was Gaynor that was able to kiss it off the glass.
Hey, UCF really knows how to work that ball down in the paint.
Now Lamb, and Clanton went for the steal and is going to be called for the foul as he reached around Alex Oriaki. And a timeout has been called just over 5 minutes in. UConn trailing by 1, but they're trying to get the big guys more involved, like that play right there for the freshman Drummond. Back at the beautiful Atlantis Resort, Paradise Island in the Bahamas, day 2 of the battle for Atlantis. Andre Drummond there, what he's done so far here this afternoon with an emphatic dunk, hit a free throw, and getting a little bit of a breather here. Glasgow Smith has checked into the lineup for Coach Jim Calhoun. Napier had it knocked away. And that was Number 13, Jeff Jordan, that made the play. He's the older brother of Marcus, oldest son of Michael Jordan. Jeff did not play in the game yesterday against College of Charleston, but makes a pretty good defensive play under the basket early here against UConn.
I think Donnie Jones thinking Jeff Jordan's speed out there to compete against Shabazz Napier's quickness as well.
Olander inside. Oriaki with the catch. Couldn't finish, but there's Olander. Puts it up with the right hand and in.
Yeah, just a workhorse, Olander. He's always around. Good things always happen when he's around the ball. But if you're Alex Oriaki, you don't start. You got to finish stronger.
UCF not able to finish near the basket. Olander with 4 points. Now it's underneath. Good ball fake there. Laid up and in by Roscoe Smith.
Another one of their unsung heroes from last year, sophomore Roscoe Smith, running the floor. Has really done a terrific job of finding his niche with this team. When you talk about the bigs versus Lamb and Napier, Roscoe Smith has to find a place to fit in, and he's doing that well this week.
UConn with a 3-point advantage. Here is Clanton. Olander trying to stay with him. Gaynor for the 3, too strong. As Criddle went up with Olander. Looks like Criddle from UCF is going to get called for the foul.
Just a terrific pass right there. Oriaki got to go stronger, but look at Olander. Made the pass and then finished the play. Just a terrific job. And here, Roscoe Smith. Use the basket. It's your friend.
Nice backdoor cut by Lamb, and he finishes. Looks like there was a little bit of contact as he was looking to finish that dunk. Jeff Jordan lays it up and in. He challenged Roscoe Smith and able to finish Jeff Jordan.
Well, it's in the DNA, so you might think he's just in for defense. At least that's what I thought. But then he's showing us that he can score as well.
Brings UCF back to within 3 as Napier running the offense. Some contact there, and he's going to be called for the offensive foul. Napier against Jeff Jordan, and you mentioned it, Donnie, with his speed, being able to stay in front of Napier.
Terrific job here by Jordan, trying to get squared up, but he really couldn't get around before he got pushed. But that's exactly why you have him in the game. And then look at this. Dribble hard at the defender, set him up like Lamb did, cut back door, great finish.
Now the Jordan brothers on the court at the same time. Jeff transferred from Illinois. Marcus for the 3 that's off the back iron, no good. You missed our sit down with Marcus Jordan during yesterday's coverage. He talked about kind of joking with his brother Jeff. Why don't you just come and check out UCF? And turns out Jeff liked it as much as Marcus did, as Jeremy Lamb pulls up and hits that lost art mid-range jumper.
He has it. I mean, he really has the type of body and the type of mindset to be able to be a terrific mid-range player, Jeremy Lamb. The thing is, he's such a great long-range shooter that you forget about those 15-footers at times.
Traveling violation here called against the UCF as Clanton, who was down briefly for Coach Donnie Jones, is back in the lineup.
Terrific move off the dribble, little crossover. And the thing I love most about Jeremy Lamb is his balance when he shoots the ball. Never falling left to right. Backwards or leaning in is okay as long as you're square, but never moves left and right, solid up and down.
And we'll hear from Jeremy Lamb at halftime here on Versus as that long-range shot no good, but chased down by Olander, who's been a factor so many different ways here already in this ball game. Here's Niels Giffey out of Berlin, Germany in the ball game for UConn. And pulls it back out. Napier on the bench after picking up that offensive foul. Down to 6 on the shot clock. Clanton's going to try to stay with Giffey. Goes all the way and lays it in. What a heads-up play.
Niels Giffey is one of those players that, again, he has some European experience being from Germany, but doesn't get a ton of time. You know, he's not one of those guys that has a long leash.
Clanton able to draw the contact as he tried to finish UConn on a 10-2 run. And it will be a 2-shot foul when we come back. But Giffey showing what he can do. Awareness of the clock. Felt he could get it all the way to the rack, and he did, and finished with the right hand. UConn with a 7-point lead. Jim Calhoun, his defending national champions, up by 7. You take a look at what he's accomplished at Connecticut. Absolutely remarkable career for Jim Calhoun. A little technical issue there, but there we go. 3 national championships. Just the 5th coach to do that. 22 NCAA appearances. 4-time Big East Coach of the Year. 860 career wins. He and Jim Boeheim battling back and forth for 5th and 6th on the all-time list. 4 Final Four appearances. And the 6th time that this UConn program has been ranked, Donnie, in the top 5 of the preseason polls. And they've gone to the Final Four in 3 of the previous 5. But he's already said we haven't played to our ranking to this point in the season.
You know, the problem with young teams and young players in general is when you get success early and quick, what happens is you kind of rest on a little bit. You start to pat yourself on the back, and I think that's kind of that hangover he talks about that they're in right now is guys are, you know, at times patting themselves on the back instead of saying, you know what, that was last year. Let's move forward and focus on doing it again this year.
How about UCF hitting their first 3 from the free throw line as Clanton completed the 2 free throws. So it continues to be Giffey with the ball along with Lamb. Roscoe Smith, Drummond, and Oriaki. Skip pass to the far side. Lamb, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Roscoe Smith, ball fake. He pulls up. Too strong. Tipped up and in. Oriaki well above the rim to knock that one in.
Good recognition, watching the basketball. Comes off the rim. Don't need to bring it back down, just tap it in.
18 of their 19 points in the paint. Christian Spurlock, who's in the ball game, he's a 3-point threat, but he'll try to take it there against Oriaki, who picks up the foul.
A lot of young players out there, they want to grab the ball, make a lot of noise that they got a rebound, and here, Oriaki just goes straight up, taps it in, smart play. It's interesting, like you said, UConn 18 of their 19 points in the paint, giving UCF a taste of their own medicine because that's usually where their bread is buttered. If you're talking about UCF, and you know, UConn doing a terrific job of keeping them off the glass and not letting them gain momentum by scoring in the paint.
Well, Spurlock hits the second free throw. UConn with a 6-point advantage. Napier back in the ball game, immediately makes an impact, little runner in the lane.
Yeah, just too easy. You know, there is, obviously when you're in a zone, there's a rule that you kind of have to stay in your area, but you can't let the ball go all the way to the paint.
Knocked away from Sykes as he tried to go to the basket. Lamb on the run out. Kicks it back to Napier. Wanted to go inside. Now he does with an emphatic pass. And Roscoe Smith fouled on the way up, and then some contact between Oriaki and Marcus Jordan.
You see it on the right side of your screen. Oriaki just kind of throws him out of the way. Official missed that one. Well, that's definitely a foul on Alex Oriaki. You see what Marcus Jordan was upset about.
Yep. That's the halfway mark of this first half. Game 1 of day 2. Roscoe Smith missed the first. Take another look at that. Oh, yeah.
In there battling with the trees. You got to be careful. Branch might hit you in the face.
Roscoe Smith hits the second of 2, and Jeff Jordan now will bring it up for the Knights. Trail by 9. Used a strong run in the second half yesterday as Clanton hits another three, and that was a part of what spurred UCF in the second half against the College of Charleston here yesterday afternoon.
Well, you have to go to him. You got to find him, whether he's on the post, on the perimeter. Seek out the matchup. If he's got a big, let him stretch the defense. Force UConn's bigs to come out and play Clanton.
Coming off a 28-point performance that tied a career high. Napier, nice look underneath. And that's the way they want Andre Drummond to finish. We've seen him do it a couple of times.
3 Ds, drive, draw, and dish.
Perfectly executed there. Now Spurlock, he's a three-point threat. Hit his only three-pointer yesterday. That one, though, a little strong over Drummond, who came out to challenge him. Boy, Napier throws a lot of things at a defender, doesn't he? So quick with the ball, head and shoulder fake. His feet are quick. Drummond inside, knocked away by Sykes, and Jordan picks it up. Jeff, that is, to Marcus.
Another opportunity for Oriaki, and just can't be strong with the ball.
Clanton to the basket. Alternate shot there. I don't know that he had to do that. He made it a difficult shot that had little chance of going in. Nice job by Lamb as the ball is kicked out of bounds by Spurlock. 7:45 remaining here in the first half. UConn with an 8-point advantage. And it's been a well-balanced attack. Everybody getting involved. And it helps when you have a guard like Napier that can get it to the big guys. Huskies in front, 24-16. Oh, we've talked a lot about Jim Calhoun, the UConn coach, but Kenny Rice has a little update on the connection within the UCF coaching staff.
Yeah, Dave, you know, in most of our lives, we feel there's 6 degrees of separation. In the coaching fraternity, there's about 1.5. Head coach of UCF, Donnie Jones, was a star player at a little school called Pikeville, Kentucky College 25 years ago. His assistant coach there was Sean Finney. He said, someday when I become a head coach, I want you with me. He's been with him at Marshall, now with UCF. It's a bond that goes back 25 years, Dave.
Well, that's great stuff. And those relationships that you have early on in your basketball career, you never know when they're going to pay off. Napier has to launch a long three that is grabbed out of there by Oriaki. Well, he just wanted that more than the UCF guys did.
And that's how he has to play every time down the court, and that's what Jim Calhoun expects from him. You know, when you see a ball, it's live, you got to go get it. 50-50s, come up with it. Good job by Alex Oriaki, keeping his eye on the basketball, but then grabbing it, having those strong hands, and going right back up.
Oriaki able to hit the second free throw.
Coach Calhoun must like what he sees. Well, as I say that, he stands up. He's been sitting down most of this half.
UConn with a 9-point lead. Marcus Jordan pulls up, knocks it down. That's a three-pointer right in front of Coach Calhoun.
They're just not very good defense. If you're Shabazz Napier, you cannot go underneath on the screen because Marcus Jordan can stop behind that three, and he knows how to create space.
Nice bounce pass underneath. Oriaki strong lays it up and in. I know you were saying yesterday you're not a fan of that bounce pass, but sometimes it does work there.
Well, let me put it this way. Depends on who's throwing it. I've seen Jason Kidd throw some great bounce passes in his career. And got fortunate to be on the end of a couple of those. Not a lot, but a few. And if it's a guy like Napier, you watch him pass the ball and all the things that he does, you're okay with that.
Yeah.
And there it is. You know, threading the needle.
It had pace on it.
Had a pop.
Yep.
Exactly.
UCF turned it over at the other end, so Napier and the Huskies have another opportunity here. Again, there's been a lot of talk about this UConn team, Downey, and how different they are especially without Kemba Walker.
Well, right there is where they're very different. They focus now more on throwing the ball in the paint, and you have to. I mean, that's how, last year Kemba Walker willed this team to where they got to. This year they're going to have to use their bigs. Terrific interior pass, Andre Drummond, quick move, using the glass. And you got the bigs, you got to use them. Keep them involved.
26 points in the paint. Boy. Compared to just 6 for UCF. That is the difference in this ball game as UConn leads it by 10.
And I'm sure coming into this game, Donnie Jones is saying, how do we stop Napier? How do we stop Lamb? They accounted for 46 of UConn's points yesterday, and the bigs really weren't that involved. Well, it's just the opposite today.
Here is Clanton. Nice cut to the basket by Sykes, unable to finish. Isaiah Sykes now will go to the free throw line.
And that's what you're going to have to do if you're UCF. No one-on-one, high pick and rolls, maybe some pick and pops with Jordan and Clanton, and then Sykes on the other side. Anytime the defense turns their head, you got to cut in front of them, and good things happen.
The second foul on Shabazz Napier, and Sykes, who we talked about yesterday as one of the players that really struggles from the free throw line, had hit just 41% before knocking that one down. See his body of work yesterday, and Sykes hits them both. And keeps UCF inside that 10-point margin. Now Giffey again from Berlin, Germany. Hands it off to Lamb. Roscoe Smith thought about it.
Of dribbling.
Smith for the 3, short.
Too much dribbling for my taste, Dave. You got to run your offense. I understand if shot clock's down, you can do your thing, but just too much dribbling by Lamb there.
Jordan pulls up for the 3, in and out.
There they are.
Offensive glass stone, a putback.
And Jeremy Lamb fell asleep a little bit there. That's what Sykes does. He's an energy guy. You always have to know where he is, especially when that ball goes up.
Well, after hitting 2 free throws, he goes to the offensive glass. Sykes now with 4 points. Out of the corner, Giffey way off the mark, but Roscoe Smith in the right place at the right time. But the shot clock continues to wind down. Lamb step back. Too strong. Clanton the rebound. Marcus Jordan glances over at Coach Donnie Jones. Steps back, nice look inside the gainer, but he couldn't handle it. Giffey comes up with it. And now Jeremy Lamb will slow it down here.
Sykes is really sucking wind here. He just looked over to Coach Jones and said, hey, hold on the jersey. I need a breather. See if Jeremy Lamb recognizes that.
Drummond against Clanton. Difficult turnaround off the glass. Marcus Jordan came flying in, and the ball out of bounds off UConn. Giffey can't quite believe that's the call. But it will be Knights basketball when we come back here to the Imperial Arena in the ballroom here at Atlantis. UConn with a 6-point lead. Here's Kemba Walker sitting next to his mom, Andrea, and she's not the only proud basketball mom who's in attendance here this afternoon. As Marcus and Jeff Jordan's mom is here as well.
Yep. There's Juanita. And I tell you what, I mean, talk about proud mothers. I have one back in Seattle, Washington, and basketball brings it out of them. I don't know what it is, but basketball really gets them going. And I talked to Kimba's mother last year, and she said that her proudest moment as you see Clanton stretching that defense, knocking down another 3. Kemba Walker's mother said, the proudest thing that she is of Kimba is that he graduated in 3 years. It's great to be a terrific basketball player, but that education will last you a lifetime. It's so true.
Clanton proving to be the matchup problem that Donnie Marshall talked about at the top of the show, and that three-pointer has cut the margin to 3. But now Oriaki will go to the line.
Well, it really comes down to coaching and that chess match that you always hear about. You know, can Donnie Jones continue to go to Clanton to be able to force Jim Calhoun to change the matchup? And if he doesn't, then you have to continue to ride that horse. Clanton's doing a terrific job stretching him out. It's just a difficult matchup that far away from the basket for Oriaki and Drummond.
Oriaki knocks them both down. UConn up by 5. And Marcus Jordan do a lot on the ball handling with the situation with A.J. Romson. Marcus unable to finish at the rim. Romson, the point guard, serving the 4th of a 12-game suspension as Lamb strong to the basket. Unable to finish, but he draws the foul.
The length of Jeremy Lamb really hurts guys. You know, you think about quickness, but the length of those arms to be able to handle that ball, and you know, the great ball handlers in college or in the NBA are always, the ball's always low to the ground. It doesn't really come up that high, and when you have long arms like Lamb, it helps you keep the ball low. Tough for defenders to get to. Sykes back in, got a little breather. Jeremy Lamb making him work for it today. But that's the best matchup I think Donnie Jones can explore, is to really have Sykes be physical with Jeremy Lamb, because really no one else on that UCF team can stay in front of Lamb.
And the Lamb free throw makes it a 6-point ball game once again. Here's Clanton, Drummond out on him. Marcus pulls back, then steps through up with the right hand, a bit too strong. McCombs was there. That was deflected. He went back in to try to tie up DeAndre Daniels, but he is going to be called for the foul.
Give UConn a lot of credit. They did their homework. They saw the damage that UCF caused yesterday in the paint, offensive rebounding and second chance points, and they said, you know what, not today. Everyone gang rebounding. You know, there you saw Oriaki go up, and then Daniels eventually come down with it.
Yeah, Bobby Cremins, the losing coach in that first matchup between UCF and College of Charleston, he talked about that. All the kind of hustle stats. Yeah. You know, UCF just dominated there.
And it's really those stats that you don't see in the box score. You know, it's the ball goes up, someone tips it again, and then their team comes up with that offensive putback. You know, there's no half assists in basketball like there is, you know, half a sack and things like that in football. But you know, those little plays, those are hustle plays. I guarantee you, coaches, especially Donnie Jones, where he's come from, and Jim Calhoun in his career, they keep those stats.
Daniels knocks them both down. As we hit 2.5 remaining here in the first half. Winner of this game goes to the championship tomorrow at 4:30 right here on Versus. Spurlock underneath. Boy, that was hit a couple of times, and that's going to be a goaltending violation.
UConn had their own little block party there. But it was goaltending, but the presence is there. Even if, and I tell guys, especially like a Drummond or a shot blocker like Clanton, you know what? Go get it. Doesn't matter. Now the defense, offense is thinking about you.
It's a psychological thing, isn't it?
It really is.
Lamb bumped, knocked down, missed the shot. Looking for a call that won't come. Jordan pulls up on the nice feed from Sykes, but it's tipped away, and
a little quick for my taste. I thought Jordan should have caught that. Maybe a little shot fake, let Lamb run by and take a better shot, and you know, use some of the clock. You got to wear it down a little bit.
Oriaki, left hand, no good.
Just not a strong move. You know, you look at that, he's falling away with the left hand. You got to be stronger down there in the post.
Spurlock was set up for the three. He wanted it. Now dishes underneath, and Gaynor draws the foul.
Yeah, UCF does a terrific job moving without the ball.
Coming up at halftime here on Versus, we'll have a feature on Jeremy Lamb. We'll have Kemba Walker live on the set, as well as FSU coach Leonard Hamilton, whose team will face Harvard in the second game of our doubleheader. First ever men's basketball meeting between the two institutions. DeAndre Daniels picked up that foul, incidentally. Casey Wilson reporting in for UCF as Keith Clanton will sit down. Clanton with 11 points, leading the way for the Knights. Now Gaynor makes it a 5-point ball game.
Tell you, for all the highlights that UConn has had in the paint and ones dunking the basketball, UCF is not deterred. They're down there in their that workman frame of mind on the offensive end.
Lamb calls out the play, 8 on the shot clock. Floater up off the glass, too strong. Oriaki, the putback with the left hand is good. And a timeout, a quick one there by UCF.
Jeremy Lamb goes in for the nice little floater, a little too strong, and Oriaki, see, that's a better shot. Not falling away, still the left hand, but he was going towards the basket. Just a better shot, better balance. I like this call by Donnie Jones. Get something good, try to go in. You know, you're down 7, try to go in 5. You know, get a high quality shot, then come down and play a little bit of D. Passing, the name of the game. You know, UConn has really done a terrific job finding each other, ball movement. Again, if there was an assist, a half an assist, UConn would have probably, you know, 6 or 7 of them. But knowing how to play with each other. You see those guys, you know, and these are 3 guys that we just showed you, and Napier, Oriaki, and Lamb, who won that championship together, so they know each other. But you have to be willing to share the basketball, and UConn's done that in this first half.
So we'll see what Donnie Jones and the staff had in mind during the timeout. Clanton with the crossover. Gaynor pulls up for the 3. That's no good. He had a good look at it. And now UConn can hold for the final shot of the half with a 7-point lead. Now Lamb wants Daniels. All 4 players for UConn other than Lamb are right along the baseline. It's Lamb one-on-one against Marcus Jordan. Steps back, squares up and knocks it down.
The balance, Dave, is terrific. UConn's go-to guy, Jeremy Lamb. Beautiful, beautiful shot.
Well, you know this, Donnie. A good golfer has good balance on his shot.
That's right.
And a good shooter in basketball, the same thing. That,
boy,
it can look a little different depending on who's delivering it, but that is something that all great shooters have in common. They have that great balance. And Lamb also showed some terrific ball handling and court sense.
Creating space, name of the game. Get Jordan backing up a little bit. Wait for him to jump in the air, and then you've created enough space. And again, Jeremy Lamb's length just hurts you.
So that Jeremy Lamb shot at the end, they may be double checking to make sure that whether that was a 2 or a 3, it was close. But right now we're showing UConn with a 39-29 lead. Marcus Jordan and company trying to stay with the defending national champions. A lot coming your way here in our first half from Paradise Island as it's day 2 of the battle for Atlantis. UConn contingent here on this Thanksgiving weekend. And just so you know, officially, The Jeremy Lamb shot after the nice move against Marcus Jordan was changed, Johnny, from a 3 to a 2.
And I think that's a terrific call. Look at that new college line. You just saw it right there. But, you know, 3 or 2 was a terrific move. And you see the matchup problem that Jeremy Lamb gives you, especially with his length. I mean, the kid, he finally is starting to grow into those long arms. We joked with him last year. Got a chance to talk to Kim at halftime. He said, you know what? The kid has really matured, not just mentally, but as well as physically.
Oriaki leading UConn with 9 points. 8 different Huskies got onto the score sheet as Gaynor unable to finish with the right hand. So a balanced attack. Daniels with the floater. Got it? No. They're going to take it away. An offensive foul. Nice job by McCombs.
Those are always tough calls, Dave, because where does the foul occur? Does it occur after the ball's gone through the basket? I think if that ball goes in, then it occurs. I think you can't call it.
And you know what? They are going to score the basket. So it's an offensive foul, good basket.
And I think that's the right call. Ball goes in. If it happens after the ball goes in, okay, you call it, but it's got to be a basket. And that's a great play for Daniels. He needs that to get himself going. He's going to get the opportunity to play. Coach Calhoun's going to play him a ton of minutes.
Marcus Jordan short on the three-pointer, so Gaynor missed the layup on the first offensive possession for UCF, and then UCF gets what they think was a tough call at the other end as the basket was allowed, but now the Huskies call for a foul. Gaynor had it knocked away by Drummond. Now the Knights pull it back out. Sykes, Clanton, Gaynor, Marcus Jordan, McCombs. Difficult pass there. You can see that from our vantage point.
And the length. You got some long guys in there. You can't make that pass.
And Shabazz Napier may have forced that one a bit, trying to find Oriaki on the baseline.
When you have guys like Jeremy Lamb anywhere near the basketball, and then Andre Drummond right in front of you, just cannot make that pass. That's an easy steal for Lamb.
Plant with a physical screen. Now Jordan got it back and laid it up and in. He tried to force it. It came back to him.
He should have shot the first one.
Yeah.
You're that close to the basket, and he has that game. Shoot that little floater, but I see what he's trying to do. And he's trying to get guys involved, but you got to stay aggressive if you're Marcus Jordan. You know, here again, you get to that point, you use Oriaki's head. I don't know if Oriaki's head will give you can get an assist, but Marcus Jordan has to stay aggressive and trying to score.
Napier, difficult bounce pass, and Gaynor read it. Now Marcus Jordan thought about it. Now he will throw it ahead. Here is Sykes strong to the basket, but it's knocked away by Daniels. And now a lead pass for Drummond, and that's thrown away. And immediately Jim Calhoun gets up.
I think it's a good pass. I just think Drummond stopped running. He didn't run as hard as he could, but defensively, UConn, they collapse. I love how they come in, they converge. There's always one, if not two guys there to help if you get beat.
UConn has blocked 7 UCF shots. Floater by Jordan off the glass and in. There he's going to that right hand again. We saw him do that yesterday against College of Charleston.
And he shoots it, and you don't know if he's left or right-handed as he's shooting the shot.
Lamb on the wing. Clanton, the big man. Lamb says, I'll take this. Knocks it down. Well, he doesn't need much separation, does he?
The length really, they say speed kills, but so doesn't length.
UCF trying to get something underneath. Clanton had it blocked. Oh, look at Lamb. Sykes tried to throw it off him, and Lamb just caught the ball. Nice look underneath. Oriaki couldn't finish with the left hand.
Again, you got to be stronger. We've been talking about that with Oriaki, and at the other end,
Sykes is going to be called for the travel.
Wow. And Coach Jones is beside himself. He cannot believe it. He is upset.
Shabazz Napier showing a little good sportsmanship there. Went over and helped Sykes get up. UConn with the ball and a 10-point advantage. Lamb pulls up. No good. Loose ball rebound was picked up by Marcus Jordan. Accelerates to the lane. Floats it up with the right hand. Couldn't get it to go.
And they've missed about 2 or 3 what I like to call bunnies from about 2 or 3 feet away, or this would be a closer game.
Napier, look at that move. Kisses it off the glass and in.
He really has some good hang time for a little guy. He really does.
That spin move's hard to do by yourself with nobody else on the court. He does it at full speed with a defender. Now Marcus Jordan forced that one. He was trying to make up for that last trip down the court. Napier, quick crossover. Skips it out to Lamb. Wide open for the 3. In and out. Offensive glass and a putback by Oriaki. And he looks at the bench, pumps his fist.
This is what Jim Calhoun has been trying to get Oriaki to do here. Terrific move by Napier. Up and under, looking for the foul call, doesn't get it, but Oriaki, be strong. We saw this one time in the first half. He has to be more consistent. And that's what Jim Calhoun and his staff have been begging him to do, just be more consistent.
And a technical foul was called. I'm not sure if it was against the coach, Donnie Jones, or perhaps Marcus Jordan. So it is Marcus Jordan. So Lamb to shoot the technical. Lamb knocks them both down. And UConn stretching it out now. And wow, that's all Marcus Jordan can say there. He is not sure why he was called for the technical, but he did walk by one of the officials after the basket and finished. And Donnie Jones saying, what happened?
He said, I didn't do anything, in his own words, that is, but he said he didn't do anything.
Now, he may have been saying something to his coach, and the official thought it was directed at him. And whatever the case, UConn takes advantage of it. Now leading by 17. 10-0 run for the defending national champions who are trying to get into the championship game of the inaugural battle for Atlantis. Napier kicks that ball out of bounds. UConn starting to impose their will now on the Knights of UCF. It is 50-33 UConn. UConn and Jeremy Lamb with a 50-33 lead. 15:38 remaining here in the second half of this ball game. Jeff Jordan, the older brother of Marcus, back in the ball game. Coach Donnie Jones delivers inside. Clanton. Gaynor tried to finish. He had some help there as well. That was Sykes that got involved and able to draw the foul against UConn. Drummond's first foul for the Huskies. 34 points in the paint for UConn compared to 14 for UCF.
They can tell the size of UConn has really hurt UCF, but not only that, the ability to find guys inside, I think, has really been a terrific effort on UConn's part, because this is a team that really is dictated by Napier and Lamb out on the perimeter and then making shots. It's just nice to see, for if you're Jim Calhoun, that you're getting your bigs involved and your bigs are actually coming through when you get them involved.
UCF again having problems at the free throw line, unable to hit the 2. So it remains a 10-0 run for the UConn Huskies. Napier through the contact, lobs it up. Looking for the call, nothing coming. Clanton wide open for the three, knocks it down. He was so comfortable there.
And again, he catches it, never in a hurry. I don't know why you don't let this guy, even if he's not shooting it, let him touch it every time down the floor, wherever he is, in the paint, the wing, up top. You know, Clanton needs to touch the basketball.
Into the low post. Oriaki turns short. The second game in a row that Oriaki didn't start, and apparently that was a conversation in the world of Twitter. As Sykes, showing some athletic ability there, hanging and then going to the left hand and spinning it off the glass and in. He says, I might not be able to make my free throws, but I'll show you some degree of difficulty. Kid from Denby High School in Detroit, up and under. UCF trying to hang tough. They're down by a dozen here in the second half. Well, Jim Calhoun in the pre-tournament press conference, of course, was asked about last year, and even he had to kind of smile and shake his head as he thought back to what his UConn team accomplished. When you look back to last year, I mean, they started the season strong, win their first 10 games. They didn't have a great record in terms of conference play. They were 9-9 in the Big East and lost some games down to some of the lesser teams. But look at this, winning 5 games in 5 days to win the Big East, first time that had ever been done. Then get all the way to the national championship game, defeat Butler for their 3rd national championship. So that's 11 straight wins in postseason. They open up here at 5-0, so 16 straight wins for Jim Calhoun.
Pretty special. I asked him the question, listen, now you have people saying you are number 4 and you're going to win it again or repeat. You know, what do you tell your team? You know, last year no one expected anything and said that pretty much we're going to go home after the Big East tournament. He says, you know what, I tell them just to play basketball. Things will take care of themselves. And I know he's been telling us that for 21 years, 22 years. It's amazing. And I knew the guy before you could understand what he was saying. I mean, he was making up words, some 4-letter, some 5-letter, and some others we really still don't know what they meant.
Lamb forced to hoist up a 3. Just able to beat the shot clock. For credit UCF, changing things up defensively. Now Spurlock, short. Kristen Spurlock's the kind of guy that can bring in some instant offense, and a little upset with himself that he was short on that 3-point attempt. During halftime, I happened to be walking out in the hallway near some of the UConn fans and boosters, and the topic of conversation was Ryan Boatwright, who will be eligible tomorrow. And talked with Jim Calhoun yesterday, and he's eligible. Is he going to play? He says, you bet he's going to play.
Well, I talked to him before the game, and he said, you know, I said, how you feeling? He said, you know, I've been anxious. I'm frustrated because I just don't understand why I didn't know the rules, and now I'm punished for doing something I had no idea that it was wrong. You know, he had a guy who was an AAU coach who basically bought plane tickets for him to travel and other guys on his AAU team to travel around to play in these tournaments, and for his mother as well. You know, as a kid, you're thinking, hey, great. It's, you know, you're not getting money, you're not getting paid to play. Someone's trying to help you, and now for this kid to be punished, it's just sad. I think a lot of changes have to be made in the NCAA and how they decide on the outcome of kids and really how they should be punished. But it's just, for a kid like him, it shows you, you know what? He questioned if the NCAA really cares about their student athletes, and you know what? It's a pretty good question. I have that question at times as well. Do they really care about the student athletes?
Well, Spurlock, who I mentioned can provide some instant offense, just did so there with a long-range three-pointer, and UCF now on an 8-0 run to make this interesting. As Olander gets it right back for UConn.
I don't know if the kid worked any harder in the summer than Tyler Olander. Well, he's a local product from E.O. Smith High School, just off campus from UConn and the Stores campus there, and he works so tremendously hard. You can see it out here today. And here you go, your guy, Spurlock. You said he could bring some instant energy and instant offense. He's showing you there, and Tyler Olander says, you know what, I got a little bit of offense of my own.
Donnie, the young man you were just talking about, Ryan Boatwright, who hopes to make his debut tomorrow.
Tremendous kid. I can't say enough about his character, how hard he works. You know, everyone talks about what he does on the court. He's going to help Shabazz Napier and Jeremy Lamb alleviate a little bit of pressure. But this kid is going to be the leader of this team one day. That's the character that he gives you out there. And, you know, you ask Coach Calhoun about him, he'll tell you great player. But you know what? Even an even better kid. And that's what you love to hear. And those guys you will stay behind and you will fight for, guys like Ryan Boatwright. And the kid hasn't stepped on the floor yet, and there's so many great things being said about his character.
Clanton at the line because of an Olander foul as we went to break. Knocks down the first of two.
Tell you what, UCF hanging in here. I mean, you make a couple layups. You know, right now, this last 11 minutes, you really have to pay attention to detail. I like the fact that they've gone to a zone, changed the look up. It has to be a compact zone, though. You can't let guys like Napier thread the needle. You can't let him get into the paint with his penetration. People tend to think that in a zone means you rest, and that's when you relax. You have to be even more active than you are playing man-to-man because you're in a zone and your teammates rely on you even more.
Down to 19 seconds on the shot clock for UConn. 11.5 remaining here in this second half. Winner of this game advancing to the championship of the inaugural battle for Atlantis. They'll take on the winner of our second game here on Versus between Harvard and Florida State. A couple of undefeated teams. Lamb off a screen, tried to force it. And UCF doing it on the defensive end.
Terrific job. Again, you got to shift in that zone. You have to come together, converge at times. Not a time to stand still.
Clanton into the lane, pulls up, knocks it down.
Tell you what, we talked yesterday about some scouts being here. This kid's a sleeper. He really is. He's got some games to play still. But I tell you what, as a junior, he's got to be raising some eyebrows. I love his game.
Napier able to hand it off to Oriaki. Third foul on Josh Criddle, so Oriaki now to the free throw line.
The dribble, stretches you out, goes by Drummond. I tell you, it's just a tough matchup. Again, this kid should touch the ball every time down the floor the rest of the way. Not that I'm saying that he has to shoot the ball every time, but you have to give him a touch. He's shown us in 2 games now, Dave, that really great things happen when he's involved.
Oriaki misses both. UCF has it, down by only 7. Jeff Jordan to his brother Marcus. Criddle sets the screen on Lamb. Marcus Jordan knocked away Criddle, picks it up, good ball fake, lays it in.
Great job by Jordan getting himself into the paint again. You have to make those bunnies, and Coach Calhoun saying, you know what, a little too close for comfort. Give me a timeout.
Well, UConn at one time, Johnny, had this up to a 17-point lead.
And really fortunate there, Marcus Jordan, to get that blocked into Criddle's hand. You know, it'll be a block shot for UConn, but that'll get them 10, but it gives you 2 points if you're UCF. And Coach Jones has to be happy with what's happening right now. In this game, UConn has scored 34 points in the paint. They have 16 second chance points, and you have a chance really with 10:25 to go to be in this game and to scare UConn. But you know what? I think you let a team like UCF, who's a veteran team, hang around, they're going to start to believe.
Saw the 4 for 4 from beyond the arc for Keith Clanton. That's a career-high 4 3-pointers for him. And this is just a 2-possession ball game for the defending national champion. We mentioned this is the 4th time these schools have played. All the previous 3 meetings since 2005, and the average margin's only been 6. Well, UCF has found a way to keep it close against UConn in the past. Napier with the ball fake underneath. Drummond tried to force it. Well, UConn a little bit fortunate there. Napier, no good.
And he just settled for that. Had some time on the clock. A little too deep for my taste, especially when you have 12, 13 seconds to go.
Marcus Jordan for three, knocks it down.
And suddenly, Dave Strader, it is a two-point game.
Oh.
Wow, Coach Jones has to be happy with what's going on. The zone has really affected UConn and their ability to get comfortable in scoring positions.
UConn has hit just 1 of 10 from beyond the arc. UCF 7 for 15. Lamb. Oh. He gives a little scream and right in front of our broadcast position here after he knocked that one down. About the most emotion you'll see from him.
Jeffrey Jordan, you got to close out with a hand up. You know Lamb has range.
Now Clanton, Drummond coming out on him with a hand up. The two Jordans on the floor along with Clanton, Criddle, and Tristan Spurlock for Donnie Jones. Marcus Jordan, Criddle. I thought he was going to kick it out to Clanton there.
He missed it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a great opportunity. You got to find Clanton. They can't hear us, Dave. Only the people at home can hear us. I'm telling you, find Clanton.
He looked at him, and then he thought, you know what, maybe I've got a layup here. Jeremy Lamb tried to beat the double team. It's knocked away. Marcus Jordan has it. His team down by only 5.
We saw that in the first half. A little bit too much dribbling by Jeremy Lamb there.
Wade McCombs getting off the bench for Central Florida. He'll be checking in. Clanton against Drummond. Marcus Jordan strong to the basket, trying to finish with the right hand. He does!
Kids are tough. There's no backing down from Jordan. He said, you know what, I might have missed a couple bunnies. He might have got a couple block shots, but I have to continue to get the ball into the paint.
Daniels for Lamb. Nice look underneath, and the finish by Oriaki.
Stretch the defense out in that zone. Move it. Move the basketball. Make them rotate, stretch them out. Oriaki right there with a terrific finish.
Back to a 5-point UConn lead. Knocked away by Drummond. Marcus Jordan. Ooh, wow, look out there. Drummond came down on top of him and touched the ball last. It's going to be UCF basketball.
Andre Drummond got away with a little push there.
I think that's what Marcus Jordan was looking at the official about, but that's the official that teed him up, so I think he
not going to do you any favors.
No, no. The nation's longest winning streak is on the line. UCF has done it. Donnie Marshall mentioned at the defensive end with that zone, and they've also done it at the offensive end. Oriaki with probably the best play that UConn has had in the last couple of minutes. We started the telecast this afternoon talking about Marcus Jordan, a lot of it because of the name, but he's living up to it just on his own merits.
Yeah, you know, I just think the kid has shown us so much composure, catch and shoot there, getting himself to the basket. Only 12 points, but they're allowed 12 points to go along with 5 assists. He's doing a terrific job for his team. His family likes it. They're celebrating, and you know, UConn on the other side is saying, you know what, we got to figure out what we're doing here because Marcus Jordan and Keith Clanton are serious today.
19-7 UCF run over the last 8:20. They've got the ball down by 5. Still a lot of time, 7 minutes remaining. 1 on the shot clock, though.
Yeah, well, Jeffrey Jordan's telling him, look, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, trying to tell him go, 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 and that might have been the only mistake Marcus has made today, not recognizing that shot clock.
UCF bench got up and was screaming for the final couple of seconds to try to get his attention. Oriaki with McCombs all over him. Oriaki wants it in the low post. Shabazz Napier running out of room. Drummond able to bail him out. Napier in the lane. And that's an offensive foul. No basket.
Terrific defense. Stand your ground. A lot of times bigs get in there. They jump with the guard. Combs doing a terrific job outside of the circle. Takes the charge on Napier. Napier not happy, but you get yourself in that paint up in the air, anything can happen. And McCombs just stood in there and took it.
Third foul on Shabazz Napier. And again, with Boatwright not eligible until tomorrow, Coach Calhoun has been concerned about his two guards staying in the ball game. And there was Drummond trying to draw a charge from Clanton, who calmly stepped back and knocked it down.
And the officials are saying, you're 270, 280 pounds, and you want us to, from a little, I call it a little booty bump.
Yep.
We're not giving you that. But Clanton, good job, recognizes it, knocks down the mid-range jumper.
Daniels doesn't get the roll. Drummond on the weak side had it momentarily, but lost it. And here is UCF with a chance to tie if they can get a three-pointer, down 57-54. 5:40 is the time remaining as Donnie Jones tells the club what he wants. Jeff Jordan pulls up. He couldn't get the roll. And Oriaki is fouled by Dwight McComb.
Really a tough position to be in if you're Coach Jones, because you want guys taking open shots. But here, Clanton, a little head fake. Look at, he's just so savvy. Look at that, steps back, doesn't panic, never in a hurry. And then here, guys getting physical, under 6 minutes to go, and Oriaki holding on to that basketball. Got to be strong down there.
Now Napier. Olander to the corner. Three on the way from Daniels is no good. A nice job by Jeff Jordan. He was losing his balance going out of bounds. Now Marcus, a little hesitation move, cuts in, lays it up and in with the right hand. It's a one-point ball game.
Off the glass. I'm telling you, if you watch this kid for the first time, he shoots jumpers with the left hand, but he lays the ball up with his right. Just a terrific display of being able to use both hands.
Olander, no good. UCF with the basketball. You were right what you said moments ago, Donnie. This is a veteran UCF team, and they certainly believe now.
The thing I also love about Clanton, he doesn't force anything. You see, he didn't have anything there, wasn't going to play outside of himself. And this is a junior. I mean, he's playing like a senior. He really is.
Now Criddle kicks it out. Marcus Jordan for the three. Short. It'll be chased down by Criddle. Christian Spurlock.
Well, right now, the rest of the way, it should be the Jordan and Clanton show. And everyone else just fill in around them.
Jeff Jordan. Clanton open for the three. Short. First one he's missed this afternoon.
And he had a lot of space between himself and Olander to knock that down.
And Calhoun letting his team know what he wants, so Lamb comes out to get the ball. Lamb against Jeff Jordan. Off his foot. Spurlock racing back the other way. Lays it up. No good. Marcus Jordan is there. He is fouled.
Using that body, using those strong shoulders. He may not be that big, but he knows how to use his body, leaning in and trying to get the foul. Does a terrific job getting himself to the free throw line.
Well, we are down to the final 3:11.
Now, this kid is showing you something. You know what? Look at the name on the back of the uniform. He's inspired. And then here, pursuing the basketball. Offensive rebound for the young fella. Going up, getting the body. We have a game, folks.
Battle for Atlantis on Versus is brought to you by Atlantis, Paradise Island, Bahamas. Visit Atlantis.com for amazing specials. and by Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste and 0 calories. Well, it is calm and beautiful outside, but boy, it is heated up inside the ballroom here, the Imperial Arena they call it. UConn Huskies have not lost since March 5th, 70-67 against Notre Dame in the final regular season game for Jim Calhoun's team that lost 4 out of 5 before they went on that terrific run that we documented a few moments ago. Now, Marcus Jordan gets the friendly roll to tie this ball game. And UCF has the lead for the first time since early in the first half, Donnie. So now you test the character of the defending national champions.
Right. Remember, this is a young team. We have 4 sophomores and a junior on the floor right now against the veteran UCF team.
15 on the shot clock. Napier tries to hand it off to Oriaki, off his hands and out of bounds. UCF basketball. And again, you can't say enough about UCF at the defensive end, what they've done here in the second half.
The zone has really given UConn a ton of problems. They came out of it a few times, UCF. They got hurt in the paint. Go back to it. Now UConn doesn't know exactly where to be and what shots to take.
Here is Sykes. Spurlock. Now Marcus Jordan. UConn has turned the ball over 12 times here this afternoon compared to just 7 for UCF. Marcus Jordan hands it off. Sykes off the glass and in.
Back to their wicked ways, UCF, as yesterday, scoring in the paint.
3-point UCF lead. Number 4 ranked UConn, the defending national champions. 16-game winning streak is on the line. Now Napier trying to find some room in that zone, and he's tied up. Jump ball, the possession arrow goes to UConn.
Terrific drive here. Marcus Jordan gets by Jeremy Lamb. Roscoe Smith comes over to try to block a shot, but Oriaki and Olander really have to play bigger in there. And then here, tough to dribble through a zone. You have to find your teammates cutting, move the basketball. Now, UConn fans bewildered right now, but you know, this is the best team that UConn has faced this season. It really is by far. I mean, this is a team who knows exactly what they're doing, led by Marcus Jordan, getting himself into the paint. You know, you have to stay with the play, and sometimes the ball bounces your way, sometimes it doesn't. Well, today it's been bouncing that UCF's way, and here passing the basketball, playing together. Team basketball is so important, and UCF understands, you know what, we have to let Marcus Jordan do his thing, but at the same time, let's be ready to go in there, crash the glass, and make those plays we need to make.
Second game of the young season for UCF against a ranked opponent as they force UConn to take another timeout. UCF's other game against a ranked team was against another team in this field. They played at Florida State. Donnie Jones' team was beaten by 23 against Leonard Hamilton's club, but he felt they learned a lot in that ball game in preparation for this tournament here.
And maybe showing us a little bit of that today. You know, composure to me is the word that comes to mind when you talk about Donnie Jones' UCF team. They're not getting rattled. You know, they may turn the ball over, miss a shot, but the next time down the floor, they try to make something good happen, and that tells you a lot about a veteran team and a team in general. UConn now at this end has to understand that as a young team, you can't get it all back at one time. You know, if you have an open shot from 3, take it. You got plenty of time, a minute 45 to play in this game. Get a high-quality shot. And just be ready to take advantage of whatever UCF's defense may give you.
And again, you're playing against a UCF team that struggles at the free throw line, although they certainly have done well here this afternoon. They've hit 11 out of 15. That's about 20 percentage points higher than their season average.
they've really closed the gap for points in the paint. If you're talking about UCF, they were down 20 points in the paint. You see UConn with 0 timeouts left. Coach Calhoun burning them, saying, you know what, we got to play the rest of the way here.
Now Napier throwing it all the way to the backcourt. Roscoe Smith is in, hands it off now to Jeremy Lamb. Only 3 on the shot clock. Lamb, a long 3, is caught near the basket, but it's a shot clock violation. Where they had to get into something quickly, and when they had to throw the ball all the way in the backcourt. Marcus Jordan being watched by Shabazz Napier.
It's your first challenge without Kemba Walker. When you have a tight game, who's going to step up and lead your team?
Sykes on the baseline, not a lot of room, but he has shown he doesn't need much. Finishes with a left hand.
Sykes taking advantage of his strength and quickness over Jeremy Lamb.
Forced up by Napier, but what a follow-up and finish by Drummond. UConn needed that in a big way. Back to a 3-point UCF lead.
This is when Napier needs to step up and be a leader. Get guys involved. Here, Marcus Jordan showing you, you know what, guys? Hang around. I need you to be able to help me win this game. And Sykes going right by Lamb here. Shabazz Napier, you got to get your bigs involved. I understand trying to get to the basket and get fouled. And here's the shot clock violation. And I thought that looked like it touched the rim to me from this angle.
It was close.
Now we didn't have the sound there, but as you saw that ball coming down, you saw the 1 on the shot clock. Whether or not it hit the rim in time, we don't know, but the official says violation.
Jordan hits the first free throw. To give UCF their biggest lead. 64-59. A minute remaining in the ball game. Lamb just off the mark, tipped up, no good, tipped again, no good. Lamb trying to get in there. Oriaki grabs it, wrestling for the ball. And I think one official has a foul. Boy, that is a big break.
Tough call. Tough call there. That ball looked like it was free to go ahead and grab. But now again, UConn in a situation, you have to take advantage. And you might have to force your will to get something good.
Only the 15th foul on UCF as Drummond misses the layup attempt. And then it's out of bounds and a traveling violation against UCF's Sykes. If that had been a held ball, the possession arrow right now is pointing to UCF. Right. So UConn got a break with that foul being called. 43 seconds remaining in the ball game. Fresh shot clock here for UConn. Napier forces one up, no good. Tip, no good. Drummond has it again. Goes back up off the glass, and a second effort, third effort, if you will.
Andre Drummond, great activity. This kid is going to be terrific. But if you're UConn, you don't need to force three-pointers up. Get something quick. And again, we're talking about, it's so ironic that we talk with Kemba Walker at halftime and what this team has missed, his leadership. Here, you have to find some leadership out there, and just a terrific job staying with it, getting that second jump by Andre Drummond. But Napier and Lamb, you showed us you can score. You showed us you guys are winners. Now you have to show us that you're leaders. How do you do that?
Marcus Jordan has just been terrific. Hitting free throws, getting his teammates involved. There you see a concerned Kemba Walker with his arms crossed there in the middle of your picture. 75% career free throw shooter, Marcus Jordan.
He's making them all when he needs to.
25 seconds remaining in the ball game. 5-point lead for Central Florida. Roscoe Smith, that was blocked by Spurlock. Tip, loose ball, and UCF has it. All the way down for Clanton. He'll kick it back out. Spurlock, finally he's fouled with 8.5 remaining, and now they start to celebrate on that UCF bench. What a terrific win for this program.
You talk about imposing your will and staying with the coaches. You hear him say it all the time, Dave. Stay with your stuff. That's exactly what UCF and Donnie Jones' team did. They really stayed with their stuff. You know, they played their game. They pounded inside late. They didn't let the discrepancy of a 20-point difference in the paint affect them.
Well, the UConn team has plans to celebrate Thanksgiving with a big dinner after this ball game.
I got to tell you, as a former player, guys may be getting dinner on their own tonight.
Okay. I was just going to say the mood is going to be different, but
historically speaking,
okay. Yeah, things could change. Plans could change.
Absolutely.
Well, Conference USA is the host tournament. UCF is their representative. And they've got to be proud about what this team has done here this afternoon.
Proud mother there, Juanita Jones. I'm sorry, Juanita Jordan. I'm thinking, I don't know who's more proud, Donnie Jones or Juanita Jordan.
And we talked so much about Marcus, and rightfully so, but Jeff has come in and been important. And I remember on the live look here, I thought this ball may have hit the rim right there.
Yeah.
But it was almost simultaneous. Did Drummond touch it and put it against the rim?
Well, from that look, it didn't look like the clock had expired, and it was a three-point game. UConn down. You know, if they let that play, who knows how it would have worked out. But I think, as we looked at it again, I thought that was a missed call by the officials. From this angle, it looked like that ball hit the rim before the clock expired, the shot clock expired.
Again, UCF had a foul to give there. They now have 6 team fouls down to the final seconds of this one. Lamb pulls up with a long three that is no good. Tipped up at the buzzer. They're going to count that basket, said the outside official, but it doesn't matter. The streak is over. Donnie Jones and Jim Calhoun, a quick handshake, and UCF delivers perhaps the biggest upset of this young basketball season. We've seen some upsets already. Long Beach State going into Pittsburgh, Presbyterian winning against Cincinnati, but I don't think anything bigger than number 4 defending national champions, winners of 16 straight.
I'll tell you what, this is a different team. From UConn's perspective, it is a different team. You know, they're really putting guys in roles that they didn't see last year. With that being said, the time you want to lose is early in the season. And we saw UConn do that last year. Win late, lose early. Got to learn from this experience.
Well, Donnie Jones, the winning coach, is standing by with Kenny Rice.
All right, thanks, Dave. This is the biggest win in UCF history as far as taking on a ranked opponent. Never beat a 4th-ranked team before. Congratulations, Donnie.
Well, I'm really proud of our team tonight. You know, we just kept focused. You know, we got down, and obviously this team's going to be a lot better. UConn, as the year goes on, they got a lot of young guys, but our guys hung in there and really fought.
Everything seemed to change about midway in the second half when you shifted to that 2-3 zone.
Yeah, we tried to mix it up, you know. They got up 17. We tried to go man and mix it up on makes with some zone to try to change continuity. But our guys showed great composure and great toughness down the stretch.
How were you able to turn it around and start getting your own points in the paint that you weren't able to earlier?
Well, I thought we had to go inside. We had to start attacking. Anytime you see the length that they have underneath, it's intimidating to your guys. So I told them at halftime we need to calm down, get the ball inside, and be strong and be physical.
Very calm and cool as you go on to the championship game tomorrow.
Well, we're excited. It's a great opportunity for our school.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Donnie Jones, UCF, they stopped the nation's longest winning streak here, Dave.
Yeah, terrific job by UCF. Congratulations to Coach Jones and Marcus Jordan, Keith Clanton and company on this terrific victory here in day 2 of the inaugural battle for Atlantis. And listening to Donnie Jones there, he said a couple of things that you mentioned in terms of the zone defense and trying to mix it up. And you'd like to see college teams, you said yesterday, do that a little bit more, mix things up defensively.
Yeah, mixing it up is so important. And if you go through a college practice, if you went to 3 different schools during 1 week, you would see there's not a lot of emphasis put on playing offense against the zone defense. So when you throw in that zone defense, it screws you up, and that's exactly what Coach Jones did with his UCF team. Throw a zone at a young UConn team, it worked.
Harvard and Florida State are on the court warming up for our second game, which will be coming your way a little bit later on. But we've got a lot more to wrap up this huge upset. Marcus Jordan and UCF, the Knights out of Conference USA, and the nation's longest winning streak as they beat the defending national champion UConn Huskies. More from Imperial Arena here in Atlantis in the Bahamas.